All right, welcome back. Second episode, Boston Talks Ball. Today we got Conor, Hayden, second guest. How are you doing, bro? You good?
Dude, doing well. Doing well. Glad we could hop on a call. I know we've been chatting back and forth.
Yeah, definitely.
Been a little busy, but yeah, doing well, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good, bro. Great to have you on. So I
Yeah,
want to get
thank you.
right into it with
Cool.
first little introduction question. For anyone who's like doesn't know who you are and like what kind of content you make regarding like
Right.
basketball, how would you like kind of explain it to them?
I'd say I've always been a diehard basketball fan, diehard Knick fan. As far
Mhm.
as content goes, I've never had a Twitter, never had, but didn't have TikTok for a long time. Only had Instagram.
Yeah.
Didn't really post much, but I'm kind of seeing all these other content creators like have these side gigs through
Yeah.
Instagram, and they're going to sports events and stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, like that's like I'm kind of hitting myself in the head that I didn't listen to Gary Vee when he was saying like branding yourself back in like 2008 is the best thing you could possibly do. So I'm gonna try doing it. So I'm trying to learn currently, but I'm just a giant basketball head, so I definitely know ball. I'd say, but yeah.
Yeah, you're what kind of got you into the ball world? Was it the Knicks? Like you're a Knicks guy?
Big Knicks fan. Grew up a Knicks fan, but it was a kind of tough years for us. So
Oh
when the
yeah.
Knicks were in the playoffs, I was a big Steve Nash fan, Dwayne Wade fan growing up. I was always a Knicks fan, but as a kid, it was hard to stay loyal, to a team that was never in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But once they got Stoudemire, he came over from the Suns, and then once they started cooking a little, that's why I kind of zoned in, right? And then we had the Jeremy Lin years and the Melo years, or the Jeremy Lin year, I should say. That's when I kind of really started becoming a diehard fan. So that's when I was like 11, 12. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, like those Knicks teams were rough, man. Those Prigioni days.
I love Prigioni, bro. I love Prigioni.
Ron
Greatest
Baker,
rookie of all time, by the way. It's a ball knowledge for you,
Kylo
Pablo
Quinn,
Prigioni.
Kylo Quinn, all these guys.
Yeah,
Knicks
dude. Prigioni
legends.
was good, though. Prigioni was Alvarado before
So
Alvarado.
wasn't he like a 34-year-old rookie?
I think he was 30. Yeah, something like that. He might have been 35. He
That
was
is
he was nasty, though, bro.
his
Nasty. He
passes,
didn't
his
shoot
passes.
much. Like,
Yeah.
always looked to pass first, but he could shoot. And, like, he would have, he would have like a sneaky little, like, highlight play, like, every game he was in. I love Pablo.
Yeah, Porzingis, when you guys got Porzingis, that's when like the Knicks really
Yeah,
went.
everyone.
But I think he had the injury and then he kind of
He had the injury, kind of died out. We traded him. I still don't think we should have traded him. I don't know what we were doing with the front office, man. For a long time, right? But now it's kind of going well. Recently, yeah. But I'll be real. I didn't have faith when we were drafted Porzingis. That was a shock to me that he was that good. Like he was pulling up from freaking way out, and all the putback dunks he was having in the beginning of his career, man. He's kind of no one talks about him that way, but he's kind of like a what if story, man. Because he was coming in from the 3-point line, Tom talk hammering, putback dunks,
I thought he was gonna
I
be
didn't
like
believe in Porzingis, but I
third.
did believe in Brunson once we got him. When I saw Brunson cooking when Luka was out, I don't know who were they playing in the Mavs that series. I don't even remember it now, but I think it was maybe in Utah. Anyways, always believed in Brunson, so I was hyped for him. But yeah,
Porzingis was like about to be Dirk at one point. I thought he was gonna be like Dirk.
dude, he still shows flashes. He's got that illness. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So who are you a fan of?
Me, I'm a Raptors guy.
Raptors, yeah.
In Toronto, so
You miss OG, or are you happy you have the hometown guy in RJ?
bro, I miss OG. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I'll be real. I miss RJ and Quickly, man. I mean, Quickly was like my favorite player for the
Oh yeah.
Floater, bro. Was so nice.
Quickly's floating.
Yeah, bro.
Was nice.
Yeah.
For sure.
In my heart, it hurt, but I kind of saw what we were going for when the trade happened, so I understood why we did it. But that hurt, man.
Yeah.
That hurt. My first heartbreak as a kid. Yeah, not really, but my first heartbreak as a kid, I'd say, was when we traded Shumpert and JR to the Cavs. I was like, those are my favorite two players in the Knicks. Shumpert and JR, pretty much, yeah. So that hurt as a kid.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. So what do you do, like, if no one mind me asking, are you kind of like in the
break up a little, bro.
Media world right now, or like where are you kind of at?
You froze for that entire question.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's my internet connection. I'm not in my place right now. I'm back home, so it tends to be. Can you ask that again? You're back now.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of are you in like the Knicks media world, or like what exactly is
No,
your thing
not at
right
all.
now?
I'm just a fan. Crazy
Oh,
story. I'm kind of starting to meet some of the Knicks media people, like Knicks Film
okay.
School. And I'm doing all these events. I'm going to start posting soon. I got some stuff in the
Okay.
chamber, I think. But no, as far as being in the Knicks media world, I've just been a giant fan for the longest time. And then this year, I kind of had a crazy run with the Knicks and a wild fan story. And this year, I also started to realize the side job you can have to social media is so cool.
Definitely.
Obviously, I think you got inspired by the Nick Knows Balls guy, right? I think a lot of people have, man, and it's kind of like eye opening that he's like interviewing players in
Yeah,
summer league, and he's living like every kid's that didn't make it to the
yeah.
NBA their dream job, pretty much, you know? Yeah,
When I was talking about the draft, that's when I was like, that's wild. Like the NBA called him out there.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay.
So funny enough, I was like a ghost follow of his for like a little while. Like I didn't follow him, but I'd see him up on my feed, and I think it was always funny. And I was at a bar in the city, and I look over my left. I do like a triple take. I'm like, wait a minute, how do I know this guy? And he looks over me, and he goes, like the first thing he said, he goes, he's a knower, and it clicked in my head who he was. So I immediately followed him that night, talked to him for a little, and his thing he said was, yeah, it's cringe until it's not. Like your own friends, I think it's cringe as hell.
Ooh,
But once you make it, it's not cringe anymore. So I've been posting on social media a lot, trying to get it going. I'm trying to learn how to use all this Gen Z, like TikTok microphone stuff and all that, and cameras, from Best Buy. I'm going to the store like an idiot, like, hey, I need this, this, and this. But I'm going to try it, man, because it seems fun. Clear it worked out for him. And even if it
you got a
doesn't
lot
go
of
anywhere,
stories. You got a
meeting
lot
a
of
lot of
stories
other
as
Knicks
well.
fans.
Like definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I think I have the craziest Knicks fan experience story of all time, probably, on my hands. It's a long story, but crazy story.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna go into the next question.
Cool.
If you don't mind, if you wanted to kind of give your craziest Nick story, I want to get into
It's a
that. If you
long.
can,
I'll give you a portion of it. All
you
right.
have like a
So
summary. You can give us some.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
playing basketball. So I had already bought Knicks Cavs game one ticket. Knicks Cavs game one. Game they were down 20. Crazy comeback game, right? So I already bought tickets to that. Like a week prior, I found an awesome seat through StubHub. Like it was an expensive ticket, but it was a great seat for the tickets. So I was like, I have to buy this. First time I've ever gone on loan to MSG for a game. I'm always someone that likes hanging out with friends for games, and even when watching TV, I always want to watch with someone. So when I go to games, I want to watch with someone. This is the first time I ever went to a game alone. So I buy the ticket, right? I'm playing basketball the night before the game, and I do a Euro step. And as I do the Euro step, I stepped on a guy's foot, heard a small crack, went up for the layup, still finished the layup, mind you. And then as I came back down,
Oh,
I stepped on the guy's foot again, and I heard another crack. And not to gross you out, I've never had an injury like that kind of injury. I've had other injuries. My foot cracked like a chip. Like imagine crunching a Dorito in your hand. That's what it felt like. So I knew I was cooked, right? So I drove to urgent care. It was closed. I didn't want to go to the hospital that night. I was kind of praying it wasn't that bad. So I went home, shut it off, woke up the next day. My foot was black. So I went to urgent care that morning before work. Got it looked out. Turns out I had a Jones fracture. So I go to work the next day. I end up leaving early to go home and ice it. I'm debating selling my ticket or not, and I don't want to sound like LeBron James, but I just had a feeling it was going to be a great game. I had to go to this game. They were on about an 8-game win streak prior to that, right? They were cooking. I was like, there's no way I'm not going to this train. So I hop on the LIR on crutches, and it's MSG, right? I bump into some of my buddies on the train. They're like, Conor, how are you going to this game right now? Your foot's broken. I'm like, dude, I am going to this game one way or another. So eventually I get to MSG, right? I'm about to go up the escalator. I don't know if you've been to the garden, but I'm about to go up the escalator, and a worker calls me over. She's like, hey, don't go up the escalator on one foot, on crutches. Come this way. So she sees my ticket. She's like, oh, you have a decent seat. Come through this way. So she takes me up to the Delta Sky Club elevator. The Delta Sky Club is basically the premier spot at MSG to be at, other than a suite, So for a playoff game, I can't even imagine how much that ticket actually costed. But I got let in through there, right? And then as I'm crutching through, guess who taps me on the shoulder?
Bro, no idea.
Walt Clyde Frazier.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he taps me on the shoulder. He goes, and he goes, too much shaking and baking, perhaps. And I was like, not enough moving and grooving, Clyde. So I told him the injury and how it happened. And he goes, no way, man. Funny enough, I had that same exact injury while I played for the Cavs. So he played on the Cavs after the Knicks, and that was kind of towards the end of his career. And he hurt his foot, and that was back, in the 70s, maybe early 80s. We still here? Or did you lose you? Are you still here? So he tells me the story how he had the same injury. So it was kind of funny. We got a pic together. He was so chill, so kind. Anyway, so I'm crutching through with the worker, going to my seat again. Out of my left eye, out of my left eye, I see this guy, Asian man, wearing like blue and orange checkered pants, like Knicks colored pants. So I was like, "Yo, man, nice pants." He walks up to me. He goes, "What happened to you?" I tell him I broke my foot. He goes, "You're clearly a bigger fan than me. I'm only here through work. I want you to switch seats with me." I was like, dude, it's okay. I have a good seat. I don't want to switch. Yeah, he was like, son, he was an older guy. He was an older guy. He's like, son, I insist you switch seats with me. I don't want he didn't even say I don't want to be here, but he said, I don't really care where I sit. I'm here through work. You're clearly a bigger fan than me. I want you to have the seat. So I switched seats with him, right? I didn't realize how close I was going to be. I ended up second row, so pretty much courtside behind the basket, right behind John Wallace and Henrik Lundqvist. So it was a crazy seat for game one of Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know if you remember that game. You want me to keep going with the story? Or is it talking too long?
Oh, you can go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah, I won't tell the end part of it. But anyways, so I'm practically courtside of this game. Like I'm stunned. I'm in awe. But the Knicks are getting where we kind of come out slow. The Cavs are up on us at halftime. At halftime, I'm like in awe, like in the Sky Club, watching the players come through and stuff. I go back to my seat. Kind of give you the fast version. We end up going down more and more and more. Right. So we're down about 18 at this point in the fourth. I text, the guy's name was Wu. I text him. I was like, yo, we got to switch it up. We got to switch seats. Superstitious sports fan. So I'm saying maybe we switch seats. The vibe will change, right? I'm telling you, the second I went back up to my original seat, I don't know if you're still here right now. The screen's frozen. But that's when the Knicks went on the run. Okay. Are we still here? Yeah, so that's when the Knicks went on the run. So we were down 22 that game in the fourth. All of a sudden, I switched back to my original seat. And then we start winning and catching up. And Brunson's like cooking Harden. People in the aisle are rubbing my crutches, saying they're lucky. Prior to that, when people were starting to leave that game, because a bunch of people left, there was this old sports like heckler type guy, like in his 50s, like diehard fan, like, this kid's here on crutches and you guys are leaving. Are you kidding me? You're so weak. Stay, have some faith. So he guilted some people into staying. About 10 people, I'd say, got to witness this game because of that dude, like saying this kid's here on crutches and you guys are going to leave, you know? So we go on what was the greatest Knicks playoff comeback of all time at that point until the next series, right? At that game. After the game, I end up in the crowd with everyone on 7th Avenue. I don't know if you know Chibo, like the huge hysterical Knicks guy. I don't know if he's Jamaican or Nigerian, but he's hysterical. You know the song Jalen Brunson's my doctor, he's my engineer? Or no? No? He's this hysterical dude. I ended up right next to him, and I don't know if I had any influence on the song, but people were asking me, like, yo, how are you at this game right now? And I was saying throughout the whole night, Jalen Brunson's my doctor. And I was chanting it in the crowd after. So if you want to Google after this interview or after whatever we're doing right now, Jalen Brunson's my doctor, the song, you'll see it. But, so it might be based off me. Anyways, yeah, so it was a crazy run. Again, the story gets longer, but it's a long story.
Yeah,
and I know
thing, but
yeah. So essentially, I broke my foot, still went to the game, ended up courtside, might have had a song literally about me came out the next or a couple weeks later.
Bro, this is authentic. This is next.
Yeah. So I've never been so unlucky and then lucky, you know. Yeah. And if I hadn't gone to the game, you know, who knows, you know, because I wouldn't have witnessed it. And I'm sitting. I'm not even gonna get into that part, but yeah, it's a long story.
So authentic Knicks fan right here.
Yeah, like Landry Shamit's going off freaking 11 of 13, wherever he was in the conference final.
Oh yeah,
bro. Dude, he's a nice dude. So I went to Fanatics after. I got a photo with him. He's a nice dude, man. I love Shamit.
Okay.
He got 2 rings this summer too. He got married or engaged.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Oh yeah, that's like the wildest story.
Yeah. Dude, I've only been several.
Not even Knicks. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It was a great game.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go into my next question, which would be, what's like your hottest NBA take right now that you'd be willing to defend?
I've had it for a long time. It's not really a current one, but the bubble NBA championship. People that don't know basketball say it's a joke or they give LeBron like shit for it. That would, I think, in my heart of hearts, that was the hardest championship to win.
Yeah.
Because some players feed off the crowd, other players are better with no crowd. You know, it totally changes up. No traveling, no home court advantage. You know, some players are better playing away. You know, like the crowd. Yeah. like you hear the Garden, you hear a Golden State, you hear OKC. These crowds actually do influence, not to a crazy extent, but players feed off the energy. You know, playing in an open gym, you know, it's different. And I don't know if you play basketball growing up, but some people are generally better at shooting and stuff. You know, when it's quiet and there's no
in a pickup game, a lot of guys are better than they are.
Yeah, it's a true thing. You know, so I think that kind of drew everything off. COVID, you're not seeing your families. I think anyone that thinks that championship, maybe it's not the hardest championship of all time, but anyone that thinks that it was the easiest is just a LeBron hater, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm a former LeBron hater. Like 2012, 2013, 2014, when he was on the Heat, I hated him, bro. Like I knew in my heart of hearts we were never beating them.
Yeah.
And then we never got to beat them because the Pacers would always smack us. But yeah.
Paul George. Paul George used to give the Knicks.
Dude, Paul George and the Pacers is nasty. He took LeBron to 7 games. No one talks about that. Like LeBron obviously was dominant.
Yeah, Week East.
And Roy Hibbert took LeBron to 7. Yeah. So I'd say that's my hottest take in general. Okay. If you want more of a current take,
no, that take I fully agree with.
What's your hottest take?
The bubble I would say was my hottest take.
Yeah,
I would say, I guess it's not really a take, but it's not really me taking a position. But I would say D Wade and Harden are tied for the 3rd best shooting guard of all time on my list.
Okay, I can see that.
I have it like I could see it going. Some people say like Wade completely clears Harden, but
yeah,
I would say it's like a tie, just because a lot of people go off ring culture when it comes to that. But
yeah, and you know, ring culture it matters.
Yeah,
it matters, but also like where you get drafted, just how lucky you get with how contracts come up, who your teammates are. A lot goes into ring culture. I definitely value ring culture, but what I value more than ring culture personally is playoff production. You know, because there's a lot of guys that play great in the playoffs, but didn't necessarily win a ring.
Yeah.
Harden, on the other hand, you know, in those series against the Warriors and stuff where they were going to 7 games, going to 6 games, he was playing well in those games.
He had a worse team.
Yeah, you see the Cavs re-signed him. I think that's kind of aggressive with how he was playing defense against Brunson last year. And I'm not a Harden hater. I try not to be a hater in general, right? Because you guys are all 1,000 times, a million times better than I am at basketball, you know? Not like I know anything. But like, I was at that game, watched all those Cavs Knicks games. When anytime Harden was on someone, I was like, go at him, go at him, go at him, like saying it out loud, you know? Like anytime. He's barbecue chicken on defense. You know, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so I see what you're saying.
In the bubble, that was like the last time he kind of played defense against OKC. That was a good series.
Yeah.
I think it was like Rockets, Thunder in the bubble. That was a pretty good series.
Yeah.
I remember Harden actually like stepped up. But yeah, people kind of underestimate how much impact he had on those Rockets teams. Like he made
dude.
Clint Capella look like an all-star. Like I mean,
his passing and stuff. It was that team was very good. You know, if it wasn't for the Warriors, you know, they would have probably won a championship. Or they definitely can't come closer to one. But you can say that with anything, right? There's always ifs in sports in the NBA, especially the NBA. You know, like the Knicks last year, if half our team wasn't injured, I'd say we beat the Pacers. You know. You had OG injured. You had Brunson's hand, which happened in the end. Mitch's ankle. All this stuff, you know. How do you think the Philly's going to be next year?
Philly, bro, I would say I think they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, but it would really rely on them managing Joel Embiid's health. You have to manage Embiid's health.
I think Embiid plays maybe 20 games all season.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some load management thing with him, and just let him be fresh for the playoffs. Then I think they could get a pretty deep run in.
Yeah. So I was sorry, I cut you off. I was never an Embiid hater, right? Like he was always injured. Injuries suck, man. I freaking recently broke my foot. I've had other injuries, you know, playing sport. Injuries suck. I'm telling you, man. Once he freaking did the freaking WWE move on Mitch's ankle, I don't know if you remember that game in the 2 years ago, the Philly series.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that? He was on the ground. He went at Mitch's. I was like, yo, this guy sucks. And then I started watching him more. Straight up, he's a dirty player, bro. He falls guys on purpose. Like I've seen it. I watch a lot of NBA. he falls on purpose sometimes into guys' legs. It's dirty. So I'm not a fan of Embiid anymore. I
Yeah,
saw some of this playoffs, man. With the amount of times he's on the ground, it's ridiculous. He's on the ground so often.
yeah, he's definitely people complain about Shea, but I would say Embiid's actually worse when it
Hey,
comes
what
to that.
happened?
People complain about Shea, but I would say
Yeah,
like Embiid's worse
yeah.
when it comes to like the
Shay's
foul.
definitely a little over the top with it. Obviously, drawing a foul, selling a call it's always been a thing in basketball, right? It's gotten a
Yeah,
little more lenient over the years.
sure.
The stuff Shea does is ridiculous. I mean, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's like, bro, I remember I was in the gym. I just look at the TV. I see Shea at the line.
Yeah, bro. I mean, he's nasty. He's nasty, and it's
Yeah,
weird because like back when he was in his early career, when he was on the Clippers, he wasn't falling over that easily, you know. And
yeah,
I hate how people try to compare Brunson to him, bro. He's a whole nother level of. I mean, I'm a Knick fan, so I'm biased. I think Shea's a whole nother level of flopping. Like obviously, Brunson draws a lot of charge. When you draw a charge, there's an element of flopping in it each time. Like when you draw a charge, you know you're going for a charge. That's what a charge is. Brunson's just good at drawing them. I don't think he does that much. I know he does the thing back, the neck snap to. Every
yeah.
NBA player does that. It's
He
the way
kind of
Shea falls, you know. Yeah, you go.
Brunson is off the pick and roll. Like he's probably the best in the league in terms of kind of sealing and putting his defender on an island. I've never seen a player do it that well
Brunson?
as Brunson.
Yeah, when he's got a guy on his back,
Yeah.
like, and there's
Only
no way
only
to stop.
I
Either
can
does,
do it that good is Luca.
dude.
I've never seen anyone else other than Luca and Brunson.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's sometimes how much Luka, like how much of that. Obviously, at Nova, they practice that off the 2 feet game for their guards. But I
Yeah.
think about a lot how much Luka influenced Brunson if he did it all. You know?
Yeah. They both played together on Dallas.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I
Yeah.
never would have expected Brunson to be that good, to be honest, but I don't know. After that trade, when he went from Dallas to New York, I kind of felt like I was like, I don't know what New York's doing. And
No, I was a believer, dude.
yeah,
I was.
really,
I don't have any screenshots. Cause I used to on my phone. I wish I still had them. Full believer. So I went to Providence. So our rival was kind of Nova while he was at Nova. And he was just nasty at Nova. But I mean, the 2 rings and stuff, I knew. And when I saw him, I forget who that's. I think it was against Utah. I could be wrong. Who did the Mavs play in the playoffs when Brunson was just going off when Luka was injured?
I
Out of nowhere.
it was Utah.
It was Utah. Yeah,
I
I mean,
remember he had a series where he started, right? Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I was watching him and I was like, yo, this guy is nasty. And it wasn't like some fluke, like it was legit buckets, you know? So when we got him that summer, I was hyped. Everyone else was like comparing, like, oh, we're not gonna get KD and all this nonsense. I was genuinely so pumped that we got him. Yeah, and then we got Dante, and I was even more ecstatic. I miss Dante to this day. But at least we won one finally, you know?
yeah. You think the Knicks are gonna get past Philly?
So
If
they
they
have no
if
bench.
they meet each other in
It
the playoffs,
depends on
how's that series
so much
play out?
factors. That's the thing. So this year with Philly, I think they would have had a better chance of beating us if they played fast with Maxey and Edgecombe as their primary scorers instead of playing through
No, I was
Paul
talking
George
about next
and
year.
Embiid.
Like,
The next, I know, but I'm getting into that. So
uh,
it depends how they play, right? Because they got to choose who they're going to play. I think LeBron's going to take more of a passing role, probably.
yeah,
You know, general type. It depends on Embiid's health, obviously. I mean, there's only so many shots that can up in the game. I think that they're going to run into issues with that because Edgecomb's had a crazy good rookie year, right?
yeah,
And now he's going to take a backseat to all these guys. That's going to suck. You know, he's going to have to sacrifice. Yeah, Jaylen Brown had the ball in his hand all year last year, right? Tatum was out. So he's got to adjust now to being more. They all have to adjust to less shots. I feel. I mean, they're not all going to average 25.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so I think they're going to be very good. But it's I'm not saying they'll be better than the Knicks. I don't want them to be better than the Knicks, but I in my heart of hearts, I could see it. You know, I could see that's a nasty starting 5. You know, and case they got KCP. His best years are always wins with LeBron. You know,
yeah.
but
They have also Sixers have. They have Simons off the bench too.
yeah.
That's nice. Anthony Simons is really good.
That starting 5 on paper though,
Yeah,
scary to look at, bro. It's scary to look at. And every year it's like, bro, how much gas in the tank does LeBron still have? Bro, when Luka and Reeves were out this playoffs against the Rockets, bro, he looked insane. I mean, he looked like he was 30 or something.
Bro, he can play till LeBron can play till like
Bro,
48.
I love LeBron. As a kid,
He'll still
hated
look
him.
like all.
I
He'll
hate
still look
people
like
that still
all
hate on him too, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like as a juvenile kid, I was like, oh, he's going to the Heat. This sucks. Like their team's too good. At my age though, bro, like I don't know how you don't respect his
Yeah,
greatness. You know, he's 40,
yeah.
what 41 or 42. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. People just like look for a reason to um just look for a reason to hate on him. Definitely, like he's done everything. What else do you want him to do?
Yeah. It didn't
Yeah,
matter what team he was going to go to, too. Like, obviously, Philly forming another super team, he's going to get a lot of hate, but people were going to hate on him no matter what team he went to,
even
bro.
if he went to the Jazz or
And the
wherever.
thing is, like, every single player, like, moves around a lot these days. I mean, for the most part, you know, it's not like how it used to be. There's not as, I don't want to say there's not as much loyalty, but it's just the way the league works. You know, players don't tend to stay, you know, and he gets all that flack for that, and I hate it, bro. I hate it. I have
Yeah,
a friend who's like a massive Celtics fan, hates LeBron, right? He's involved with sports and stuff. And I try to tell him all the time, bro, the Celtics did the big three before LeBron even did the
yeah.
big three
Bro,
himself.
we had four All
And
Stars. Yeah.
he won't admit it, you know? The Celtics team was a legendary big three team, man. And then
Rondo, Allen, Pierce,
yeah, so
Garnett.
then
That's
when we
four.
talk about that, he talks about, well, Paul Pierce wasn't even that good compared to, and I'm like, dude, then when I talk to him other times, it's like, Paul Pierce was so good. But when it comes to that conversation, it's like, no, they weren't that good. You know, it's annoying. But yeah.
Well, bro, they say, and then these guys go on. I'm no knock to Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, but they go on podcasts and they're like,
Yeah, they're
"We didn't
hysterical.
fear LeBron, but you guys made a big four."
Yeah,
To
no, I
pass
think
LeBron.
KG and Paul Pierce
Yeah,
are hysterical, bro.
yeah.
Like they're person the way they you saw KG's reaction at the NBA 75 when Ray Allen dapped LeBron. Have you seen that? Dude, I was dying. Dude, he's so funny, bro. There's something about being in the NBA. I mean, maybe I'm just a huge fan, but there's so many funny ass guys in the NBA. You know, so many.
Yeah, dude. Like J.R. Smith, bro.
Dude, J.R. Smith was my favorite player growing up. He was he came back from China. He had the crazy haircut, and he was just banging threes in the garden. He was my favorite player as a kid, man. Like I wanted to be the sixth man. I wanted to be J.R. J.R. Smith is a good one,
J.R.
bro.
Brian J.R. Bro, I feel like if he was
Yeah,
given
his
the green
island bro,
light,
bro, is
if he was
nuts.
given the green light to just shoot,
Yeah,
all set.
dude. So I'm not comparing myself to J.R. Smith, but I know as a shooter, I kind of like taking work. Like I prefer as a maybe I don't prefer it, but it's a weird thing. Like I'm almost better being shooting when I'm guarded a little, and like I got to put it up on the shot clock. I think that's like him because when he's wide open, maybe he's overthinking it. But when he's like seconds on the shot clock and he's got to put up a shot, bro, there's no one better, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
J.R.
trying, there's a game where
J.R. was all the time.
he had like 8 threes. Yeah, he's so good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were we talking about? I love J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, so you saw how he got tackled outside the garden this playoffs? Did you see that or no? On 7th?
J.R. Smith?
Yeah.
Nah.
He went out into the fans. Anyways, I was like he came up behind me, and all of a sudden he was on the ground. So I was one of the fans that helped him up. But yeah, he was like out in 7th Street trying to celebrate with us.
You're like Jeff Teague. You were everywhere.
Dude, that's what my friends been calling me, Jeff T. I wasn't everywhere, but like in a weird way, I kind of was. I was at a lot of the good games. So you know they went on like 13 game win streak. I've never been a big gambler in my life, right? But I was taking Knicks money line each game of the playoffs just because I had such a feeling they're going to win this year. So I was just using the money to go to more games, you know?
Yeah. No, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll end it off with one last question. I'm gonna say who's like who's your favorite Nick of all time? Your personal favorite. Not the best, but like what's your favorite?
Nostalgia wise, it's J.R. Smith.
Really? Wow.
In nostalgia wise,
Okay.
You know, I got it. As far as all time, it's Brunson. You know, no doubt. I mean, the pay cut. He's such a good guy. The team chemistry.
Yeah.
I love Har. I mean, I'm a huge Nick fan, so like, it's almost a little too much sometimes. You know, I feel like a lot of Nick fans feel like that. But yeah, I mean, Dante was only there half a year. Obsessed with Dante DiVincenzo, his attitude, like his energy. So like, guys like that, like Shumpert, like I always kind of had appreciation for guys with a lot of like grit. You know, not the star, but Brunson is just he's so nasty, bro. Like I watched an Instagram video of him the other day. It was like a 1 minute highlight reel of him doing pull-up threes on the right wing. And it just in guys' face over and over again, bro.
Yeah. No,
A1 dude, man. A1
yeah,
dude.
seeing like some players work out is the most insane thing. Like Kevin Durant working out is
Yeah.
beautiful. Like,
I won't lie, bro. I'm not a KD guy. I was a huge Westbrook fan, and then he left him for
yeah.
nothing. I don't know, that pissed me off. I was like a
Yeah.
kid then, still kind
I
of.
mean, you can still respect this game. I mean, like,
I can respect his game, but yeah, actually, his ring isn't his ring though. It's not very that
yeah,
respected. I was talking to boys
yeah,
about the other day. Like nobody talks about KD anymore. I feel like KD was higher on people's ratings before he even went to the Warriors in a weird way. Like
yeah,
people used to be like KD's top 5, like, and now no one talks about that anymore.
yeah.
Again, nothing against him. Actually, no, I have something against KD, bro. Westbrook was one of my favorite players, and he left him for nothing, bro.
No, Russ retired. Huh? That's
Dude,
upsetting.
that hurt, bro. That hurt.
Yeah,
He was a scapegoat. I know everyone's switching up now. Russell Westbrook, you can ask any of my friends, was one of my favorite players all time, bro. You
yeah.
know what? Gave it
It's
all, his
MVP.
all in the game. So I wanted to kill Pat Bev when he dove at his knee and he tore his meniscus or whatever. And then Westbrook. No one talks about this. Westbrook played the entire game on a torn meniscus, and just no one talks about like the
Whoa,
issue
when
that
was
takes.
that? What series was that?
That
When,
was it was Rock. I think it was Rockets, Thunder.
okay.
Westbrook was dribbling up the ball, call a timeout, and Pat Bev like tried doing a sneaky steal. He obviously don't think he meant to hurt him, but he
Yeah.
dove right at his knee, and I'm pretty sure he tore his meniscus. And Westbrook played for the remainder. I could be wrong. Maybe my knowledge is not good.
Yeah.
Like, do a quick Google after this. I'm pretty sure Westbrook played the entire game on torn meniscus. That just takes like a serious amount of grit and adrenaline, you know?
Yeah. Okay. All right, bro. Damn. Well, appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do one more. We'll do one final question. We'll say,
All right.
what kind of content are you gonna kind of make going forward? Like, what kind of hoop content?
Yes, I want to just go to
I want
events.
to do after this.
I want to primarily do interviews with like Giant fans, tier fan stories. Go to games, just get people's reactions to games outside the garden and stuff. I'm gonna do it, man. It's gonna be cringe, obviously, but you know, I've been enjoying meeting other Knicks fans that are like diehard fans. It's like fun to get involved, you know.
Yeah.
What other content? I also want to start going to like basketball. I used to live in New York City. I'm moving back soon. I want to start going to like basketball events in the city. There's always these games, right? Doing interviews there. Just get involved. Obviously, working for the Knicks would be a dream, right? Pipeline dream. But I actually started a new role a couple weeks ago. Love my current job too, though. So this will just be a side gig for now. But yeah, I'm a giant diehard Knicks fan, so I love basketball.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We're gonna go more in the kind of interviews and
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe start some vlogs. I don't know.
That's
But
fine.
yeah.
That's fine. All right, bro. Appreciate you having. Appreciate you
Word.
coming.
Thank you.
I'm gonna stop the recording.
Oh, wait, we didn't talk about Kawhi. Dude,
What happened?
you guys think you're getting Kawhi still or what?
Bro, honestly,
You're
I
a
have
Raptors fan, right? That's
no
pretty crazy
clue.
what's going on. I feel like no one's talking about it too.
Bro, I have no clue, but I don't have faith.
Yeah, that's
Because
wild.
bro, he's
It
in a
makes-
Rico. Like, what are
Yeah.
you gonna do?
Yeah, it makes me wonder how many other side deals go on, especially in the past that never got leaked. You know, especially in the past. You know, before social media, before cameras everywhere. You know, it makes me really wonder how many under the table deals were done, not only in the NBA but also college. You know, because obviously that whole thing blew up too.
Yeah.